style. I absolutely love everything that has to do with summer and the beach at my core and in the deepest parts of my heart. I am really just a basic fall girly, and I am so excited that fall fashion is right around the corner. Hi, I'm Kelsey, and I'm so glad you decided to click on this video. As a former personal stylist who has worked closely with designers and luxury brands with an expertise in haute couture and randomly some degrees in psychology, I have a pretty good ability to predict fashion trends. I've been doing so much research about what I want my wardrobe to kind of look like this fall and planning my Instagram content. And I cannot wait to share with you all of my findings. So, I am going to kind of start with just more of a broader kind of overarching ideas, themes, and aesthetics that we are going to be seeing this fall, as well as then going in and breaking it down piece by piece. We are going to figure out what we need to buy, and hopefully, we can figure out a lot of pieces that we already own, that we already have used from previous seasons and styles that we can reincorporate into our fall 2024 wardrobe. The three big fall 2024 style aesthetics are going to be ultimate prep or English prep, dark romance, and mob wives. And this is kind of the order that we are actually going to be seeing them emerging. So, the English preppy aesthetic, no surprise here, I kind of predicted like the more American version of this being really big over the spring, and it definitely was. So now we're going to kind of see that early into the fall, the English prep. Then it's going to transition into more of the dark romance aesthetic closer towards Halloween. Then, right before the holidays, when the weather is going to be a little bit on the colder side, we are going to see the aesthetic again transition into that kind of mob wife aesthetic, but this time with a lot of coats and layered pieces. But we are going to get into each of those aesthetics a little bit more in depth in just a moment. So, a big color trend that you are going to see pop up again, we already saw it a little bit in winter of 2023-24, is that pop of red, splashes of red, as well as full on red monochromatic looks. But this red is a little bit different than the bright cherry red that we were seeing over the winter. Think more of a very berry tone red. This color will translate nicely through each of the aesthetics that I mentioned previously, and it will also transition really nicely into winter. For accessories and shoe wear, I'm so excited about this because these are the type of shoes that I like to wear anyways, but we are going to see a return to the very elegant ladylike shoes, almost like librarian chic. And I think that is because another big term that we are going to be seeing this fall is vintage clothing, and vintage specifically 1940s era influence. Another big fashion accessory trend this fall is going to be the resurgence of bag charms and just having a lot of things attached to your bag, but in a more purposeful way than we would have seen in like the early 2000s and 90s, more cohesive. Another accessory trend that we are going to be seeing more of is dark brown and chocolate colored footwear, boots, baggies, accessories like that, and a huge shift away from tones like light neutrals, as things like that are going to look super outdated this fall. And I'm actually going to get into all of the other fashion trends that are going to be super outdated this fall later on in this video. Okay, now let's get back into the fashion aesthetics. before we break down individually, piece by piece, what you should and should not be wearing this fall. So, English prep is very classic. You already kind of know this aesthetic. Think equestrian plaids, timeless old money with a kind of Western European twist. Veronica Beard definitely was showing this vibe and should be your style inspo for this look. For women, that means definitely tweed blazers, cable knit sweaters, kind of like this one that I'm wearing, pleated skirts, and plaid coats. Those are the English prep staples. And people can actually build their entire fall wardrobe around those pieces. Then add on accessories such as leather gloves, pearls, Mary Jane pumps, a tweed scarf, and a leather bag to complete the vibe. For men, English prep must haves include a sport coat, wool trousers, textured polos, and loafers. Another fun thing that we get to do with this trend is a bunch of little extra decorations on clothing, little extra pieces of spice. What I mean by this is little fringes and little bows as extra decoration on the clothing pieces themselves, which I think is so darling and so interesting. Dark romance is going to be all about lace, dark florals, sheer fabrics, layering and jewel tones, velvet, and deep toned floral dresses. So, more of a fresh feel, a fresh twist on floral. An easier way to work the trend into your wardrobe is with a lace blouse or a simple velvet midi dress. Or simply style your way to dark romance with accessories like jewel toed rings or velvet boots. And men, you should not shy away from the dark florals and from this trend. But if you're feeling a little less bold than wearing florals, a patterned shirt will do the trick, as well as velvet tassel loafers or smoking slippers. For this look, just reimagine your soft girl coquette aesthetic with a little bit of a goth twist. And I am so excited for this one because I have actually been approached like many multiple times in public and asked right to my face if I was on that Mob Wife show. I don't know if I'm giving that vibe, but who knows as well. I might as well lean into it, I guess. Anyways, the Mob Wives trend is going to be getting a huge fall 2024 update with a bold glamour glow up faux fur, animal print statement jewelry, leather, and tailored metallics are going to be huge. This is where an animal print can be treated like a neutral. A leather dress is a necessity, and the more gold, the better. Or sprinkle in a little fox fur, faux fur, sorry, a bag, croc booties, sparkling stud earrings, and men, get into this trend. It looks so good on you. Go in kind of one of two directions with this, guys. Classic with a pinstripe blazer, sporty with a track jacket, or cool with a leather jacket. And then another trend that's kind of more on the fringes, I did kind of see it on the runways recently, but it definitely still deserves a mention because it's so fun, is the futuristic baby doll aesthetic trend. So, thinking like drop waist, those big puffy bubble hem dresses, puffy sleeves. Here are some examples because it's kind of hard to describe, but I am also totally here for it. Another piece that I have been seeing pop up on the runways a lot lately is a nice little cropped cape. And I have one of these from many years ago that I am so excited to wear. And I think it's really going to fit the look for 2024. It really fits in with that kind of English prep aesthetic. And here is one that, as a Gen Z millennial cusper, I'm going to kindly ask my Gen Z sisters to help not bring this aesthetic back. The boho shabby chic aesthetic is unfortunately making a comeback on the runways. And I personally really, really got enough of this trend from 2012 to 2017, like for an entire lifetime. So please, let's not make this one popular again. Although I do like a little bit of like a high-end boho look for home decor, but I'm not going back to the shabby chic aesthetic personally for my clothing. I don't like it. Okay, so let's get into now more of the individual pieces that you're gonna see really pop off this fall. And these are pieces that are not only going to become, wardrobe staples for the future and future trends, but will also work simultaneously through all of these aesthetics, kind of depending on the color or the style that you buy the piece in. This fall, be sure to have these items in your rotation: cropped jackets, wide leg jeans, skirts, midi or maxi skirts. They're actually going to be much more popular than jeans this fall. So if you are deciding between a nice midi skirt and a pair of wide leg jeans, actually, I'm going to recommend that you go for the skirt this year. I know skirts have been more on the back burner recently and not quite as popular in the last couple years, but this is all changing this season. And honestly, I've already started to see this a lot more. Vests are still going to be really popular, as well as the brightened stripes. I know we talked a little bit when we were discussing the Mob Wives aesthetic, but tasteful leopard print is actually going to be like everywhere this season. Even if you're not trying to follow that particular very specific Mob Wives aesthetic, the leopard print is also it's going to be everywhere, and it's going to tie back in to when I was mentioning before, that vintage 1940s era that's going to be really popular and resurfacing this fall, because we are going to be seeing coats in the style of the 1940s era that are full leopard print, which, while I don't usually like full leopard print, I actually love. And I think it looks super classy and super tasteful if you style it right. And then going back into the dark romance aesthetic, what we will be see emerging mid-fall with the dark florals, something that you can do along with that is a cooler tone floral, especially if you're not ready to fully commit to that dark goth wardrobe palette. Okay, now let's get into all of the clothing items that are going to be out this fall. And I say that, with a huge grain of salt, because if you really like something, then of course you should just wear it. Who am I? Who am I to tell you that there are who am I to tell you what not to wear, right? Okay, so there are a couple of items on this list that I might not be wearing them this fall, but I really do like them. So I'm not just going to get rid of them. I'm just going to save them in the back of my closet, because probably by fall of 2026, they're going to be back in style anyways. So here we go. These are the pieces that are going to make you look outdated if you wear them as of fall 2024. Starting with, and I already briefly mentioned this before, light colored boots. I know that we already went over that, like I said earlier in the video, but just to kind of dig into that a little bit more, especially the low shaft ankle booties. I still would recommend doing an ankle booty, but it will definitely want to be one that comes up over the ankle. And it's kind of fun to do the ones that come up halfway to the knee, like the mid what is that? Like, is that your shin? I don't know. Those are really cute and trendy now. And no surprise here. I think that we all collectively understood this, but I still see people wearing them from time to time are jeggings and then leggings as pants. Like, unless you're going right to the gym or going to Pilates or something, you shouldn't be wearing those out. I think that they've been kind of outdated for a while now. And then the next one that we're going to go over, I'm super sad about because I love them, but long cardigans, they're out, as well as moto jackets and bomber jackets. With the Mob Wives aesthetic trend, we may still see well-tailored leather trench coats. in neutral and burgundy colors, but unfortunately, as for the bomber and moto jackets that were popular last fall and winter, the cute ones that had those shearling fleece trimming stuff on them. Yeah, sorry, those are out. And finally, another one I'm happy about, shackets out. And can we honestly please stop with these? I don't even understand what they are. I'm still fine with wearing an oversized button up boyfriend, button up kind of shirt over a tank top or something. But I am glad that the shacket trend has passed. And unfortunately, along with that is going to be the flannel. This is the year that we see the death of the flannel, but I feel like we've evolved past flannels anyways, and we're doing more of that English prep aesthetic now with the tweeds and the Burberry kind of plaid. So that's all right. We've just evolved. And, well, my lovelies, I think that is about it for my fall 2024 fashion predictions recap. As of now, I'm sure that I will be adding to it and it will be evolving, it will be changing. I'm thinking about doing a video where I take you shopping with me for my fall wardrobe, and maybe I'll thrift the whole wardrobe. That could be kind of fun. I'm not sure yet, but let me know in the comments if that is something that you would be interested in. But for now, my lovelies, I will see you in my next video.